So apparently there's this thing that sexist men on the internet say happens to women when we turn 30, and it's called hitting the wall. And basically it means that when you turn 30, you are going to become ugly and old and unlovable, and no one will ever want to date you. So I just want to show you what it really looks like when you turn 30, because I turned 30 today.
Did you know that women over 35 experience a 50% drop in dating success? Yep, it's true. Stick around to find out why hitting the big 3-5 can feel like hitting a wall in the dating world. Hey there, welcome back to Social Dynamics Unlimited. Today, we're diving into a topic that's as controversial as it is intriguing: why older women hit the wall in dating. Buckle up, because we're about to debunk some myths and sprinkle in some hard truths. So, what exactly does hitting the wall mean? It's that point where women feel like their dating prospects are dwindling. Society loves to pressure older women, making them feel less desirable as they age. Yeah, because wrinkles and wisdom are totally a turnoff, right?
And hitting their wall for a while. And the wall is basically the point at which women, and apparently this doesn't really exist for men, the women reach the point where they are no longer getting more attractive or gaining more value in the eyes of a potential mate and are kind of on the back end. So they're on the downhill. Their looks are getting worse. The attraction or attractiveness that they have to a guy is getting less and less, and they are no longer seen as kind of the cream of the crop. They've passed their prime, and there are some disagreements about what this age is. Some people say it's 26, some people say it's 30, some people say it's 35, some people say it's 40.
Let's break it down. Why do older women struggle more in the dating scene? Ageism is a biggie. Our culture is obsessed with youth. Then there are those unrealistic beauty standards. If you're not looking like you just walked off a magazine cover, good luck. And don't get me started on how media portrays women. It's like they're expired milk past a certain age. So let's explore the 5 signs a woman has hit the wall. Sign number 1, complaining. Where are all the good men? So here's the deal. Once women hit their 30s or 35, the realization hits hard. They can't compete with the bright eyes, smooth skin, and shiny hair of younger women. Panic mode activated. Suddenly, the nice guy she ignored in her prime is looking like a pretty good option. Yep, the same guy she didn't give the time of day when she was riding high on the attention carousel. In their early 30s, women can't rely solely on their looks to keep a steady stream of sexy, rich men around. The nice guy becomes the reject button off the wild dating carousel and into the comfortable life of a suburban wife. It's like saying, I've had my fun, now let's settle down. But let's be real, guys see right through this. The whole I've had my fun line basically screams, I've spent the last 20 years treating dating like a revolving door, but now I want stability. Not exactly the most enticing offer for a guy, right? And yet, women post this on dating apps daily. It's like trying to sell a car by saying, it's been driven hard, but now it's ready for a quiet life. The mileage might make some men think twice.
What do you feel about that hitting the wall phrase?
I think it's an accurate depiction of a natural phenomenon. I think that women do reach a certain point in their life where their value, when I say value, I mean value in the eyes of men specifically, does decrease when they reach a certain age. In terms of fertility, obviously you're older, you're not as attractive, but also like you've had more life experience, and I think the majority of men want a woman that hasn't had a lot of life experience because they want to build that life with you.
Sign number 2, bragging about getting hit on. Women get hit on all the time, right? From the mailman to the pizza guy, it's like a never-ending parade of attention. But here's the kicker. As they age, that constant stream slows to a trickle. When a woman starts bragging about getting hit on, it's usually because it's become a rare event. It's like announcing, hey, I still got it. A desperate bid to cling to past glory. Think about it. Teenage girls get attention without even trying. It's so normal they don't mention it unless the guy is super creepy, which usually means unattractive. But when older women start to highlight every little flirtation, it's a sign. The attention they once took for granted is now a scarce resource.
So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them, and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful, and then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single, a lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits, and a lot of them end up childless and single, and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did, most of them did. And by that point, they just didn't have a choice anymore. And so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're going to make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.
Sign number 3, dating younger men. As they say, age is just a number. But for women hitting the wall, dating younger men becomes a thing. In high school, they went for the guys with cars and social status, ignoring the pimpled boys on bikes. In their 30s, those boys are now the confident, successful men hitting their stride. And who are they dating? Younger women, of course. This leaves 30-something women out in the cold, watching as the men their age go for fresh faces. So what do? They turn to younger men who are also overlooked by women their age. It's a classic switcheroo, dating down to stay relevant. When a woman in her mid-30s or older starts robbing the cradle, it's a clear sign she knows the game is up.
Feel intimidated by an independent woman, dating-wise, even if she's a single mom.
I feel like women, when they're independent, like they're harder to deal with.
So a lot of guys, they're not up for the job.
They just don't want to deal with that. So, because for example, me, when I work and I get stressed out and I'm doing my things, when I come home, all I want from my girl is to just be there and just be my peace, right? I don't want anything else. I don't want more than that. I don't need anything else. Like, she's amazing. But then I feel like if you're very highly independent, where you do things and I don't know. I could just feel like how men are just like, I want a woman who's, submissive. I'll be the one who takes the lead, just respect me. I feel like maybe some independent women, they're probably, they're used to the workforce, they're having to go to work, they have a boss, they have to deal with people, deal with dudes, maybe, if it's in sales for whatever. It's an environment where you always have to compete when you're independent. And then I feel like that's just harder, I guess, to deal with when it comes to a man who just submits.
Sign number 4, falsely claiming men are intimidated by her success. Let's clear something up. Men aren't intimidated by successful women. What turns men off is the attitude that sometimes comes with that success. A career in human resources or finance isn't the issue. It's the nasty, opinionated demeanor that can accompany it. It's not about smarts, it's about how those smarts are wielded. Men appreciate intelligence, but not when it's used to control or belittle.
I'm 32 years old. That means I've hit the wall 2 years ago, and my life has been amazing. Best 2 years. I'm Chinese. We love walls.
Sign number 5, denying the wall exists. This is the big one. Denial. The most delusional statement of all is, the wall doesn't exist. Everyone can see it. Her looks are fading, and her ability to attract men is diminishing. But instead of acknowledging reality, she clings to the past. Men flirt with me all the time, she protests. Sure, but are those teenage boys at the gas station really asking her out? It's polite to nod and smile, but deep down, she knows the truth.
Are right when they said woman hit the wall at 35. You see, the darkest part of the morning happened before sunrise. Because when you're trying to manifest something, or when you're about to have a breakthrough, you hit the wall. A lot of people give up, a lot of people fumble, And because they give up, they don't get to see what's over there on the other side. So when a woman is 35, she hits the wall, because that's the point in her life where she's about to go into a new cycle, into the wisdom cycle, where she's going to really connect with who she is, where she's not going to put up with any more nonsense. She's going to drop people out of her life that no longer deserve to be in her life. She's going to connect to the inner wisdom within her. It's like her intuition is going to be activated. She is going to say and do whatever is on her mind, and she is going to start living for her and not everybody else around her.
So, to wrap it up, older women often hit the wall in dating due to ageism, unrealistic beauty standards, and societal pressures. But remember, overcoming these expectations is key. Embrace your age, your experience, and your worth. Now, I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Have you felt the impact of hitting the wall? How did you handle it? And don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening and fun insights into dating and relationships. Until next time, stay fabulous.